Hey guys, Ants Britannia here, or you can call me Britannic ANTSTORE, or whatever you like, guys. Today we've got a new Friday video, and in store today, guys, we've got I'm going to be showing you the ant colonies in my ANTSTORE. So far, this does not include Asian ants. Sorry, guys, but they are at the moment in Thailand, Asia. So yeah, it's just going to be European. For the first part of the video, I'm just going to be showing you all the colonies I've got at the moment. There's quite a variety, so yeah, it's good to I love just to compare all the different sizes and, well, like differences and similarities between ants, really. Like, yeah. And in the second part of the video, I'm going to be talking about how to keep exotic ants. Now, this is a basic overview on how to keep them. I'm not being specific for any exotic ant species because exotic is kind of a term where, like, for me, an exotic ant species would be a form of atta, like a leafcutter ant. That's quite exotic to me because it's not a common ant around here. But to someone in America, something a bit more exotic to them would be, I don't know, Lasius flavus, because I hear a lot of people in America request Lasius flavus, and yeah, they seem to like them over there. But yeah, other than that, guys, it's just like a general discussion about how I'd say a UK person, a person who lives in Britain, a temperate region, how I would go about keeping an exotic ant species, and I might use a few as an example just to make it a bit easier. But yeah, guys, so to start off the video today, I am going to talk about going to show you and talk about the colonies in my ANTSTORE. Oh yeah, and if you haven't noticed already, I'm wearing a Britannic ANTSTORE t-shirt. I'm not going to sell them or anything, guys. It's just like I like to wear it around with pride, and yeah, just to show people that I'm an ant lover. But yeah, other than that, guys, let's get on with the video. Right, guys, to hit this off, I've got the Tapinoma nigerrimum queen. She is a single queen. She's got no workers at all. She's got a little bit of brood. She's got a few pupa, quite a few eggs. But other than that, yeah, she's all alone at the moment, waiting on her first batch of nantics. So this queen and the ant in general, they're very aggressive, very dominant, and they tend in the wild conquer all surrounding colonies that are closest to them to expand their territory as much as they can to maximise the potential of survival and basically dominance. But yeah, guys, a little word of warning, they are very aggressive, very active all the time, but colonies don't really grow to be that large. They only get around about 1,000 workers, and then it just doesn't really expand further than that. Some of the other colonies I have, they can go up to 10,000, like the Formica, lemani, they can go up to 10,000, but this colony, like some other Asian ant species, don't tend to have a very high population. But yeah, guys, this is the Tapinoma nigerrimum queen. I hope you enjoyed her. She's up for sale, much like the rest of them. But yeah, guys, I'll move on to the next one, and yeah. Alright, guys, so next we have the Formica cincerea queen. This again is a very aggressive ant, much like the Tapinoma. They are very dominant, very territorial, again a lot like the Tapinoma. They are obviously larger because they are a Formica species. The queen at the moment is about 12 millimeters long. She is quite a big Formica queen, I'll be honest. I have another Formica queen and her colony, and the queen in that colony is a tad smaller, only by a few millimeters though. But I do adore looking at bigger ants because they bring, allow me to observe a bit better. You can actually see what they're doing. With smaller ants, I find it harder to see specifically what they're doing inside the nest. But it's always interesting to watch any ant do what they do. Every ant is interesting in their own lovely little way. But yeah, guys, the Formica cincerea, their workers are about 6-8 millimeters long. This queen at the moment, as you can see, has 3 or 4 pupa cocoons. I mean, and three cocoons. Sorry, and one very large larva. But yeah, guys, this is my Formica cincerea queen. Obviously, she's up for sale on the store along with the others. Yeah, guys, she's very beautiful, very black and glossy. And yeah, I'm going to move on to the next one now, guys. I hope you enjoyed her. Yeah. Alright, guys, so next we have the Formica lemani. This colony has about 11 to 25 workers. They are doing very well at the moment. They've recently been fed. As you can see, compared to the last queen, this queen is slightly smaller. She's a similar size to the workers. She has obviously a little bit more body fat to her. So yeah, guys, Formica lemani. The queen is around about 10 to 12 millimeters long. The workers can range between 4 and 6. The description of these guys is basically they are a very victimized ant in the wild. What I mean by this, guys, is in the wild you get a colony, an established colony of Formica lemani, and then you'll get a colony of Formica. I think it's called Formica sanguinea. Basically, a Formica sanguinea is a Formica ant, which basically means they will steal brood from other colonies, other Formica colonies. This Formica sanguinea would steal brood from this colony, the Formica lemani, and then they would raise the brood as their own until they cocoon and hatch into an ant. And when it's hatched into an ant, the Formica lemani from this colony would serve the Formica sanguinea. It's a very dominant relationship between. The sanguinea dominates the lemani. Like a lemani colonies like this in the wild. That's why they get the term slave ants, because they become slaves of other Formica other Formica ants. And yeah, these guys are, even though they are slave ants, they are very interesting guys. They are very fast at getting on their feet, fast at getting those eggs. The queen is very quick at producing producing the eggs and getting the colony up and running very fast. Like at the moment, this is probably her first batch. This is her first batch of workers, and she's got another batch on the way, which is in the form of a huge egg pile. I'm going to estimate between 25 to 50 eggs there. It's an absolutely huge pile of eggs. I'll try and point to it here, guys. Right there at the bottom, workers are shielding it at the moment from the light. But yeah, guys, this colony is already well established and doing very well for itself. Yeah, guys, so that's the Formica lemani. All these colonies are up for sale on the store. None that I'm showing you now will not. All the colonies I'm showing you will be on the store and available to buy and reserve. If you want to learn more about reservations, please look at my previous video, which goes into depth a bit more about that. But yeah, guys, let's move on to the next colony. Right, guys, so next we have the Lasius Niger. This colony Has quite a few workers. They're obviously the first workers, so they're quite small. Lasius niger in general, they're spread throughout Europe. They're a very hardy, very strong ant. Yeah, most of you probably know what they look like and basically how to take care of them, because they're a very easy ant to take care of. And yeah, very good starter ant. Yeah, the queen is quite large compared to the workers, as you can see. Yeah, this is a nice little colony. There's quite a few eggs, few larvae. These are obviously, yeah, the first workers, so there isn't much pupa yet. The larva has to turn into pupa. So that's them, guys. I hope you like them. All these videos, guys, will be on the store. So for every ant that I'm showing you now, there'll be a little clip just showing you what they would look like. And yeah, I probably will involve these clips that I'm using now because they're quite it's quite well lit up, quite close up, and you can see the ants quite well. But yeah, they're not quite active at the moment. I did give them a feed yesterday. But yeah, guys, good little colony, and yeah, I'm going to move on to the next one. Right, guys, so here we have the Fidol Padula queen. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, she's quite a striking queen. She's very colourful. She's got a red head, kind of a yellow underbelly, and a black overtop on her body. In the wild, guys, these ants are very they keep to themselves. They're very defensive. They're like that by nature, so if you disturb the nest, all these soldiers will come out the nest and try to nip you, really. And speaking of the soldiers are absolutely huge. Their heads are completely filled with muscle to control those massive jaws. And the workers are generally a few millimeters big. Because of this, you have to have good escape prevention. They tend to climb through even some of the smallest metal mesh, and can climb over Vaseline and talcum powder. It's hard finding a remedy to deal with this problem. But yeah, this queen in general, guys, she's done very well for herself. As you can see there by the video, she's got a huge pile of eggs and small larvae. At the moment, it's going to be a few more weeks before she actually has her workers. But yeah, guys, she's a very striking, very beautiful queen, and yeah, be a good one to have, to be honest. But yeah, guys, I'll move on to the next ant on the list. Yeah. Right, guys, so here we have a Messor Barbarus queen. She is absolutely huge compared to some of the other ones I've shown. She's slightly bit bigger than the Formica cinerea queen. She can grow up to 1.5 centimeters, around about that length, and just a little bit under because of the body fat loss. These ants in the wild and in captivity will harvest seeds. Most of you will know all this anyway. These are probably, in my opinion, easier to take care of than Lasius niger, because Lasius niger demand hibernation, and I think I prefer an ant which is like this, which only has a few months hibernation, and then you've got Lasius niger which has half a year of hibernation. And the other reason why they're easier to keep is because they don't actually eat honey. They don't actually eat honey or sugar water. They don't need it. They get it all from the seeds, and you feed them every week mealworms like I do. I've got a colony of my own, and you can watch my my colonies video if you. It's one of my previous videos. if you want to check that out, that's just go to my channel and yeah, have a look, guys, if you want. Yeah, this is the Messor Barbarus queen. She's got a red head and a black glossy body. I actually have another colony, guys, another few colonies which actually have workers and are quite well established. So yeah, I'm just going to swap this queen over with the established colony, just to show you the difference, really, of what an established colony, what they would evolve into. Can you see that all right? Let's have a look. Right, so yeah, guys, this is an established colony. There's quite a few workers there. They've got some, I think that's sesame seeds. The workers are quite small, but as they will progress from this point onwards, the workers will gradually get bigger and bigger until they equal the size of the queen. In my colony, I actually don't have any workers which resemble the size of the queen, but they are still quite large. And whenever they bring in a mealworm, the larger major workers tend to chop up the mealworm for the larva. But yeah, guys, Messor Barbarus, they are probably the most easiest ant ever to keep. Just keep them with a constant supply of fresh seeds, or which can be grass, sesame hair, and quite a lot of other assortment, like sunflower. I think I like sunflower. Quite a lot of. You can just go to your local pet store and get some bird seed and see what they pick out, really. But other than that, guys, if you want to find out more information about the Messor Barbarus, please go onto our website and go on the European ant page, where we sell our European ants, and yeah, check out the details on these guys. Alright then, guys, I'm going to move on to the next ant. Yeah. Right, guys, I've saved the biggest for last. This is Camponotus barbaricus. These ants are very large. These are one of the biggest ants in Europe, in Central Europe. I wouldn't say Southern Europe, there's a few other contenders for that one. But yeah, this is Camponotus barbaricus. They are very similar to other European ant species like Camponotus ligniperdus and Camponotus herculinus. But yeah, this queen is absolutely huge, guys. I thought I'd save the biggest to last. I just absolutely love watching these guys do what they do best and be themselves. They have a dark red coloration on their central body. Their head and their gaster are black. In the wild, guys, these guys tend to live in woodland areas and in trees, dried dead trees, and it's similar to, basically very similar to other Camponotus species from the European area. But yeah, guys, these guys just generally will eat just about anything: honey, insects, sugar, fruit, anything that they would find usually on the forest floor, like berries which may have dropped, even leftovers from other animals. Yeah, guys, they are doing pretty well for themselves. They did have 2 cocoons, but it seems to me that literally today both of them have actually hatched. They've got a big pile of eggs, and yeah, doing very well for themselves. I literally, as I've said before for the other ants, I have recently fed them all, and some of their gases are inflated, which is very cool. But yeah, guys, that's basically it for all the ants I have to show. I'm going to do one last thing for the you guys. I'm just going to compare all the sizes of all the colonies and all the ants, and yeah, so I'm just going to do a general overview of that. Right, guys, so here I've just taken a single test tube of each colony, of each type that I have. So we've got the Messor queen and the Messor colony here, and yeah, I just wanted to just show you guys a little comparison of all the queen sizes and the colony sizes. So yeah, oh, you can just see about there. You can see what I meant before with the comparison of this Formica queen and this Formica queen in the lemani colony. You can just see about, let's see if I can point around. Right about there. That's the Formica queen for the lemani, and the Cinerea queen, Cinerea. And you can also compare the Tapinoma to the other queens as well. Yeah, guys, that's all the colonies. Got the Phaidole compared to its normal rival in the wild, the Messor Barbarus queen. Even though they differentiate in terms of size, they both constantly battle in the wild for territory and seeds, because they're both harvester ants. And that's a brilliant view there of the Phaidole's head. Absolutely beautiful queen. But one thing I do love to do, guys, if I can just grab them here, I'm going to do this. If you just look at the size between, this is basically a typical UK ant and a kind of more southern European ant, Camponotus, Barbaricus, compared to Lasius Niger. Now look at the size comparison between the workers. If I can let it focus. Now, they are absolutely gigantic, and these are both Nantics from both colonies. The Barbaricus are absolutely huge. They can literally walk over the Lasius Niger Nantics. I just love comparing all these guys, all these ants. But yeah, I don't know if you guys like doing the same. I just love doing it. But yeah, guys, all of them are up for sale on the store. If I can get it to focus. All of them are up for sale on the store. If you want to check out the store, guys, it's just basically in the description below. I'd be grateful if you did. You don't have to get anything. You can just literally look on it for information if you needed to, which is all fine. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first part of the video. I'm just gonna literally move on to now keeping exotic ant species and the basics of keeping exotic ant species. So yeah, guys, I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that little segment, that little first part of the video, where I was just showing you basically all the colonies that I have at the moment in the store. But yeah, guys, literally that was the big chunk of the video. I've literally gone over the video is quite long at the moment. I wouldn't want to waste any more of your time, so I'm just going to spend a short amount of time just explaining about how I would take care of an exotic ant species in general, really. If you want me to go more in depth, it is something I could add. I could do first of all in the next week's video, next Friday's video. I can go more in depth about it for specific ant species. If you want me to, just say in the comments or leave me a message on Facebook or Gmail or a YouTube personal message. But yeah, guys, literally, for an exotic ant species, you need to know a few things before you get them. You need to know what the humidity of the nest and the foraging area. You need to know what they need to be separately. You don't want to make them both the same. You need to keep them at a separate humidity. So like, for example, an ant may live in a tropical climate. The humidity in the nest might be less compared to the surface, where there'll be constant rain all the time. So to maintain that, you need to constantly water the foraging area or keep it humid somehow. I'm sure there's ways of doing it. You just maybe you could add a few plants into the nest. I've tried this myself. I might develop it so like you could keep the plant in the nest without having the ants use the plant soil to actually burrow in and build a new nest. Maybe, I don't know, enclosing the plant in a in like a shell and have the plant grow out the top. I don't know, but it's just an idea really. Like, it's something to think about. Just be innovative and imaginative, and think of ways of keeping the foraging area humid. Keeping the nest humid is not a massive head scratcher really. You just constantly water it. You can do it every day and try to keep it as moist and humid as possible. And there's another thing. There's a few other things you have to look at as well. And that is heat. You need to always supply. So for me, an exotic ant would be like something from Asia or America. So it'd have to be constantly heated with a heat mat. So luckily for you guys, I do sell heat mats on the store, which are a kind of a medium low wattage. The higher wattage heat mats you wouldn't want to get because they are made for reptiles, not insects. So I do not recommend getting anything above 10 watts. That's why I've got a 7 watt heat mat on the store. So if you guys ever get an exotic ant, really, it's there if you need it. The 7 watt heat mat. So yeah, guys, heating is a key element of maintaining an exotic colony. So similar to humidity, you need to find out what the temperature of the foraging area and the nest needs to be. Usually the nest is more than the actual foraging area. Sorry, the other way around, because if the further they dig, the cooler it gets. On the actual surface temperature of the, if you imagine a colony living in like a deserty tropical region where it's constantly hot on the surface, then obviously you would want to have a higher like a 10 watt heat mat underneath the foraging area and a lower watt heat mat under the nest. Obviously you're going to get condensation on the nest, and no matter what nest it is, if it's going to be wet and humid in that nest and warm at the same time, you're going to get condensation. Unless you have like a special nest which stops condensation, which is basically where the water has condensed onto the side of the nest, refraining you from actually seeing the ants. I get it sometimes with mine, but the ants tend to drink the condensation rather than to drink the water straight out of the soil. So I'm guessing that's what they actually do in the wild. They build around rocks, let the water condense onto the rocks, and then drink it off like in little fine droplets off the rocks. But other than that, guys, yeah, that's heating done and humidity. In terms of nest and foraging area size, you basically have to do your research and your homework on that, guys, because different ants require different sized areas. Like for some of you who have Messor Barbarus, with that kind of colony, you can have a small nest like Lasius Niger when the colony is between 50 and 100 workers like mine. But like Lasius Niger, you have to keep expanding the nest as the colony grows. That's the same for really any colony. It's just larger ants. Like you get large ants from Asia and Australia, like bulldog ants, crazy large ants like that, which only literally have a few hundred ants in a colony. But to start out, the queen will actually go out and hunt, and they need a big foraging area to go and explore. But yeah, little ants don't really need a large foraging area, just a large nest for when they expand in general, really. But yeah, guys, that's like sizes kind of covered, and humidity and heat. There are a few more things I could talk about, but I'm making this video quite long-winded, and I'm not being very specific for certain ants, and I'd like to do a good video on how to keep, like maybe a single video for a single ant species on how to keep that specifically. But yeah, guys, literally, I just gave you a basic overview. Like, the main point to take away from this is to do your research. Please don't just get a exotic ant straight away. Start with something simple. Build up your experience over time. Learn what ants are like, their behaviours, like what they do, and how they act at certain things, what to feed them, and with that experience you can then move on to exotic ants. But please do your research before you do get them. I'm not recommending that you don't actually get exotic ants. I think it's a great idea to keep something a bit more exotic, because you get people who keep snails and turtles and tortoises, which are so exotic and so unique, and they should not exist on the British Isles. And we have them. So why should we not keep ants? It's just one of those things, guys. But there's one thing you should not do, and I mean this in all seriousness. If you do not ever want to keep your exotic ant colony, please contact me, and I will take that exotic colony off your hands, because you cannot release an exotic colony into the wild, like Messor Barbarus or anything at all that is not native to the British Isles, or where you're from. If you're from, I don't know, a European country, and you're obviously not going to get bulldog ants. That's a kind of term of, that's the nickname of the ant. I don't actually know what the specific species and genus of the bulldog ant are. I'm just saying, bulldog ants aren't native to like any temperate region, really. And nobody knows how they're going to react to that kind of region. They might spread disease, they might seriously affect the ecosystem in that area. But yeah, just a word of warning, guys, I'm not having a go at you or anything. Literally enjoy your ant keeping experience, whether it be exotic or European, or like whatever you have, guys, just please enjoy. I hope this video helped you. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the colonies. I certainly did enjoy filming it. And I'd just like to apologise for this video being so long. I like to make them long videos, because I only really upload once a week. So yeah, guys, please subscribe if you're new around here. So yeah, if you haven't got the memo already, there's a new video every Friday, which is ant-based. If you didn't get that already, it's ant-based. But yeah, guys, next week's video, I would rather let you guys decide. I already have a few ideas from people which have messaged me, and yeah, I'll probably base the video off that. So we're going to see what we end up with, guys. I'll probably say on Facebook anyway, what the video is going to be about beforehand, probably like Wednesday or Tuesday or something like that. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. All the ants in the first part of the video are all available on the store to buy and reserve. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I guess I'll see you all next week. Have a good weekend, and yeah.